and he's going to house it.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to your latest Quick Six as we're diving into the NFL Week 8 and College Football Week 9. I am your host, Kyle Robert. You follow me on Twitter at NotoriousKRO. With me to break down all of our picks, Brian Twining. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Kyle? I'm doing friggin' fantastic. The last 2 weeks of football picks have definitely turned my season around, and I'm excited to jump into this week.
Yeah, it's been a train wreck for me, but I look to get the train back on the track. We can review quickly. Kansas +8. That felt like the Oklahoma game all over again. They never were really there. They felt like they maybe had a chance. Not falling for that. Mine again. Broncos money line. Even with Brett Rippon, only went to like 1.5. I thought that was a smash. And Brett Rippon did Brett Rippon things and just barely didn't cover. So that was frustrating. And then the Jags. I mean, my God, Jags. The Giants have luck boxed their way into one of the best teams in all of the NFC, which is something wild. And I guess my excitement and excitement and for Daniel Jones is finally coming to fruition when I can't.
Yeah, it's a year or two late for you.
Yeah, I'm a year late, but you know what? We got there. Just need a little Brian Daboll. Brian, on the other hand, absolutely smashed. Great call in Syracuse. It felt like they actually might even win the game outright.
They should have won that game too, by the way.
The Lions should have covered. They were covering for 90% of the game, and then they gave the game away in very Jared Goff form. And then Jags Giants under was definitely the play. I talked about it even when I made my pick. I was like, I should probably just take the under. I did not. You did because you're smart, and you cashed it. So with that being said, let's dive into this week's picks. And Brian, with your absolutely murdering me on the betting board, I'm going to give you the tea and let you go first. We got 2 college plays, and then we have 4 NFL plays. So Brian, talk to me about Syracuse. You're going back to the well again this week, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what there isn't to like about this squad this year. Like, they should have won in Death Valley or whatever, Death Valley A, B, whatever you want to call it down there in Clemson. Honestly, I think this is going to be Notre Dame's second toughest opponent they faced this year by far. Notre Dame lost at home to Stanford a couple of weeks ago. They've lost to Marshall this year or whoever the hell it was. I really don't think Notre Dame is going to be able to put up that good of a fight this week against the Orange. Sean Tucker is definitely propelled himself up draft boards as one of the top running backs in college football. Notre Dame's defense has been pretty bad this year. Their offense has definitely picked it up, but Syracuse has one of the best defenses in college football. I definitely think that's going to play this week. And going at home, I don't know why anybody would take Notre Dame with these points here.
I would take Notre Dame with these points, but
that's what most people thought last week with Clemson too at home.
Yep. They have gotten better as the season gone along. I think Syracuse has been fortunate to end up where they are, and I think the rubber is going to meet the road. But good luck to you. I'm not going to fade you. You went 3-0 last week. I went 0-3. My first play, I'm going to go with the Ohio State team total over 37.5. Until they play Georgia, I think they can score 50 against anybody. They look.
What kind of prediction is that until they play Georgia?
I mean, outside of Georgia, who's going to slow this offense down? I don't even know if Georgia can do it. I'm talking about 50 burgers, Brian. I just need them to score 38. Even last week against Iowa, where they played like crap for a first half and didn't really get the offense going, they were still very easily there because of all the field goals and all these short fields, and they find a way to score defensively. Sean Clifford is a big fan of handing it off, and we saw what Michigan did. Mayan Williams can run all over them. Trey, my brain's broken. I think Ohio State can run all over them. I think they obviously can pass all over them, and I think a 50 burger is on the table. So over 37.8 or 38 point. I think it's supposed to be 37.5 points.
It's okay.
Sure
Kyle's brain is fried.
I put 0.8, but yeah, they're going to score 50. So anything under 40 is fine with me.
You're not at all worried about this being in Happy Valley?
Oh, I don't care. They're scoring 50 against everybody unless it's the
Yeah.
playoff against Georgia and they'll score 43. Like,
Oh
fine.
gosh. Uh,
Let's shift our focus. Let's go to Sunday. We got 4 plays for you. Brian's back on the tee with a team total. One I love. Talk to me about your Dolphins over 27.5.
yeah, we saw it last week. Miami looked great. The first 2 drives they had against Pittsburgh, who, Pittsburgh's defense is not what it used to be, but it's still pretty good. Like they're okay. And then the rain came, and you saw kind of the out of sorts that the team was with Tua's first game back. But they're playing a Lions team who is giving up the league worst 32 point something points per game. They're giving up the most yards per game. They've given up now 24 or more points in all 6 of their games. Like, this defense is atrocious. And now they're going against Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, who is turning out to be a steal by the Dolphins, and another week under Tua's belt returning here. I think they get this possibly even in the first half. I like the game total to get close. I think it's at 51.5 now. I think that might be something else you could piggyback onto, but this team total should be in the 30s, not below 28.
No, I love it. I think this is a smash. I think this makes a lot of sense. And I think Detroit getting Swift back, probably getting Amon-Ra back, having Hawk, I think could be there too. So yeah, I like
and it would only push the total up more if Detroit can score, because Miami's defense is not that good either. Yeah. So if Detroit can keep this a game early, like, you're looking at a halftime score of 26-20 or something, with both teams eclipsing their team totals.
Yeah, I know. I like that call quite a bit. My first play, I'm going to go back to the well with the Patriots. This Jets team is falling apart. It's coming apart at the seams. Breece Hall done for the year. They trade for James Robinson. I don't think that really matters. Their the tackle got hurt again. Their offensive line is in shambles.
Yeah, true.
It's just I don't know. Mac Jones is back under center. Ramondre is going to run all over him. I think the Patriots do enough, even on the road, to get a win here. So I think they can cover the 2 if I think they can win. So I will take the Patriots. I bet it at 2.5. It's down to 1.5. Love it even more. Brian's final play. The New York Football Giants plus the 3 at Seattle. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, this is an interesting line in my opinion, especially considering DK Metcalf is highly unlikely to play this week. That's taking out a huge weapon for this Seahawks offense. I know Geno has definitely been cooking. Maybe he's the better chef than Russell Wilson down there for Seattle, but minus DK Metcalf, that changes this offense into something that you're going to go up top to more like they're going to have to find ways to get open. They're going up against a Giants defense that, they suck against the run, but they're one of the, I think, a top 10 pass defense. And the Giants, for some reason, they continue to stay in games. I mean, how long can we go this year and just continue to underappreciate how they're able to win these games? Saquon Barkley is fully back. Seattle's going to have its hands full against him and Daniel Jones, like we said at the top of the show, running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. He's fully healthy. The injuries to the weapons on the outside for the Giants don't scare me at all here, because Seattle's defense is crap. So I like the Giants getting the field goal. I honestly wouldn't mind going with the money line here, because I think the Seahawks might be slightly overvalued coming into Week 8.
Yeah, I think if you like the Giants, going with the money line's probably the play. No DK. It just which running back's going to get stopped? Like, if the Seahawks can slow down Saquon, and Kenneth Walker can get going, then I think Seattle has a great shot at winning and covering. But if you can slow down Kenneth Walker, then you'll be good.
One thing of note too is Leonard Williams returned on a limited basis for the Giants, and if he plays, that's really going to help solidify the middle of the field at the line of scrimmage for the Giants.
Yep. My final play, I'm taking the Cleveland Browns at home plus the 3.5. Everybody's back on the Cincinnati train because they look good again one week against New Orleans. I think the Bengals are fun. I think their offense is good, but I still think they have the same problems. And the Browns, I don't think are good, but I think they can do enough with running the ball. I think their defense will be fine. And on Monday nights, in prime time with a home dog. I'm just
on
all about it.
Halloween.
I would actually like, we talked about the Giants on the money line. I think the Browns on the money line makes a hell of a lot of sense too. And hell, parlay them together, get yourself a nice little payday and cash that out. So Brian, with that being said, let's recap our 3 bets. Let's give the people some units and let's get out of here. So recap your bets, give me units and let me know.
All right, so I got one college play this week, and that's going to be the Syracuse Orange at -2.5 against Notre Dame at -107 over at PointsBet. I'm going to play it a little bit safe here. I'm going to go with the 2-unit play on this. I don't like Notre Dame, and I do like Syracuse, but it's a little bit risky. My next play is probably my favorite of the week, and that's going to be the Dolphins team total over 27.5 points at Detroit over at DK at -105. This is going to be my best bet here. I'm going to go with a 5-unit play. I think that this probably hits maybe even in the first half. So that's my best bet of the week. And then my last play is going to be the Giants +3 at the Seahawks, mind you, at the Link or whatever the hell they're calling their field now, Lumen Field, at even money, mind you, getting the +3. So it's essentially like a money line play. I'm going to go with a 3-unit play here. I think the Giants have a good shot to win this game, but they're going to keep it close, in my opinion.
I like it. My 3 plays: Ohio State team total over 37.5. That is my best bet against Penn State. I'm going 4 units there. I'm also taking the Patriots minus the 1.5. I'm putting 3 units on that, and the Browns +3.5. Another 3 units there. So that is our 6 plays for the week. We will be back next week to recap what it was, as well as get you set for another week of NFL, another week of college. And if you're into NASCAR betting, come check us out. We have 2 races left. We got this week, and then we have Phoenix for the championship. So come check that out. That is Brian Twining. I'm Kyle Robert. You guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you.